All right, here we are, Celtics live, postgame. My mind's in a pretzel right now because that game, was disappointing. The Celtics came back. They looked like they could win it. Went to overtime, went to double overtime. You're seeing all these things that, kind of speak, this team's fighting. They're showing their edge. They're going, and then I say to myself, no, they're not. They're not fighting. They're not digging deep. This team just loves overtime games. And here we are again, only to be let down again. And I know they have already won an overtime game. But this was just a game where, you watch that and you're like, oh my God, okay, missed layup in overtime. Some bad calls. I don't even want to talk refs tonight. But then that terribly executed play, I don't know, man. I started this off saying my brain scrambled. So you guys cannot even rag on me for not having a clear cut, hey, here's the tail of the tape tonight. So for that, we aren't having a victory boom sauce, but we do have our last boom sauce to finish. We had a 4-pack of these during the game, and then I'll probably put down some Bud Lattes here because we're not feeling it after that game. That is just so frustrating to watch. It's another game where they just come up so close, and I have a feeling that it's going to be sort of the storyline all year long. That's what we're going to see, guys. We're going to see a Celtics team that, they look like they can compete, but in reality, you'll get a loss at the end of the day, and no one's going to say, oh, well, they competed, because that doesn't count. A loss is a loss, so we'll jump into all that. I'm sure that my brain will start to formulate what my true take and feeling is about this game. I won't be so scatterbrained, but we'll get to the chat as well. And guys, if you are new, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like the video. Definitely like the video. I'm still not feeling well. I'm feeling a lot better than I was last stream. The voice is still a little bit shaky, but definitely like the stream and subscribe as well. And if you do want to skip the chat line, I know the chat's about to be buzzing tonight. If you do want to skip the chat line, get your shout out and get answered right away, make sure to drop a super chat. Anything helps, guys. I do truly appreciate the support, but let's get into the box score real quick, then we can get to some of your chat. Here we go. So again, if you hadn't heard, I probably should do this, but the Celtics lose 115-112 in a double overtime game tonight against the Wizards. Let's just go top to bottom here. Jason Tatum, 27 points, 15 boards, 3 assists, 2 steals, a block, 4 turnovers. I don't love that look. He was 10 of 32 from the field, 0 of 5 from 3, but I can't even talk 3-point shots tonight, right? We can't be like, oh, Jason Tatum shot terribly from 3. Jaylen Brown shot. Every Celtic player forgot how to shoot a 3. It was like, hey, we got a new rule. Starting today, October 30th, starting today, when we're behind 3-point line, let's try either to kick it in or throw it in with our opposite hand, because that would have, you actually probably would have made more 3s if they tried shooting lefty tonight. Seriously. So I'm not even going to say, oh my God, he didn't hit any 3s tonight. How bad is that? The whole team didn't. I don't know, maybe the ball was warped or something. Yeah, I'd love to think that. But Jason Tatum, 27 and 15. Jaylen Brown, 34 and 6. Al Horford, 8 and 10. He had 6 blocks as well, which is absurd. 5 assists. And then I'll tell you guys right now, and I don't know what the take is on him yet. I mean, I'm sure we'll get into that as we go through the stream. I'm sure it'll come up in the chat. But if I'm being honest, if they won this game, I don't care that Jaylen had 34. I don't care that Tatum had 27. Josh Richardson with 18 points was probably going to be my player of the game. He played really good D. Shout out to AC. So AC's dropping a super chat. Looks like it's just for the support. No comment attached, but shout out to my man AC for the $1. Appreciate you big time, man. And you know that too. But Josh Richardson, 18 points, and I think that he was probably going to be my player of the game if I'm being completely honest. I think that he was playing really good defense on Bradley Beal, in late in the game, which, how good can the defense be? If we're being completely honest, how good can the defense be on Bradley Beal? But I give him credit, and he finally showed up. 18 points. Let's flash back here, right? Not to give you guys, epilepsy. Another $5. Here we go. This is from the KNA. Shout out to the KMA 978. He says, Jason Tatum complains every shot he makes, and why? Yeah, guys, we can get into this one, because this drives me nuts. By the way, I know you guys might not like it as a viewer, but I love when the stream's all over the place, because that's where my brain's scrambled after that game. I wanted to hate the Celtics. I love the Celtics. That game scrambled my brain. But I will say this. Jason Tatum complaining after every shot he makes or misses is literally climbing up there as to my most hated thing about this team. It's definitely the thing I don't like the most about him. I hate that happens. You don't do that, and especially, and I'll get to when he makes it type of thing and why. The thing that drives me the most nuts is if he misses a shot and say Al Horford cleans it up, right? Al Horford gets the rebound and dunks it in, and they still get 2 points at the end of the day. Why the hell's Jason Tatum mad? How about you high five your teammate that just like that helped, right? Like, hey, you saved me, man. We're battling through the voice. And I'm shouting, so it's not doing too well for me. But yeah, so in terms of getting back to the super chat there, why does he complain after every shot he makes? I don't know. I think Jason Tatum has like a tick almost, you know, like a nervous tick that every time he gets to the hoop, he just wants to go like this afterwards. And it sucks because look at this. We're wearing a shirt that says good vibes with Jason Tatum's face on it. This is the farthest thing from good vibes right now. So bad. But yeah, Josh Richardson, I know, back to him. No one else is scoring. Josh Richardson finally, kind of clicked for this team, and I hope that that's the case moving forward. Who knows if it will be, but I love to see out of Josh Richardson. That was my only bright spot today. But appreciate both super chats so far. It was AC, and then it was the KNA who donated that too. So shout out to the super chat guys. That is how you get your comments answered right away. And by the way, the comments are flying. I should say comments and chat in all bold and underlines, but we'll get to the top here. Land says, I'm done. Late saying it's rigged. Mike saying, what did I just watch? Land saying, we sold this game for literally nothing. So many times in that game, you're just like, all right, we got this. Like, all you have to, like, we got this. It's good, right? We're good. You're not. Like, Dennis Schroeder misses a foul shot. Jaylen Brown misses a wide open layup. Jason Tatum throws it to someone 7 feet in the stands. It's like all these mistakes. It wasn't. This is another game, which is so annoying because it sounds like I'm like looking for excuses. I'm not. I'm ready to call like it is with this team. This is another game where the Celtics lost the game just as much as the Wizards or whoever the opposing team is usually won it. And I know that's going to trigger Wizards fans or trigger, when I say that about other teams too. The Celtics lost this game just as much as the other team won it. So what he's saying, bro, I'm actually thinking this team can't do anything anymore. I don't know if they can clutch up. Like, it just doesn't seem like they have a rhythm yet. Nothing clicks. Guys, if you are in here and you are new, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Like the video. There's plenty more people in the chat right now than have liked the video so far. So make sure to like the video. And also, if you do want to skip that chat line, if you do want to get your question and shout out right away. And again, it doesn't even have to be a question. If you want to shout out, if you guys got your own show or something like that you're cooking with, just send a super chat and you can shout out anything you want, really. I could sell out like that. Don't you worry, guys. Bullpen saying, why did Tatum drive if we were 3 points behind? That was the lowest IQ play of the game. Bergen saying the refs are so bad, that was just insane. Late saying the calls were, like, especially when, I'll say this. You guys know I always want to say, if I don't think the Celtics did anything to shoot themselves in the foot, then I don't want to blame the refs. And I think the Celtics shot themselves in every little toe and then shot themselves in the foot tonight, right? So it was their own doing. But in clutch time, you can't call either. Like, you can't call that Montrezl Harrell, Tatum blocking Montrezl Harrell. You can't call that a foul. And then go down the other end. And even though I do think, I don't know, you guys might not agree with it. I do think that block on Tatum was clean. Like, you go ball first, and maybe you could say he gets hand, but hand's technically part of the ball in the rule book. Like, whatever. But you can't do it both ways. Like, the refs can't go Tatum blocks Montrezl Harrell, and that's a foul. And then a very similar, if not less contact, or more contact on the next play, and they call, they challenge it and it's overruled. That's annoying to me. So I don't want to blame the refs, but yeah, that helps. But again, I think the Celtics did everything they could to shoot themselves in the foot or shoot themselves out of the game, literally. Like, I mean, 2 of 26 from 3. Guys, I don't care what team you are, what situation you're in. Ask yourselves, if this team shoots 2 of 26, who are they beating? The Orlando Magic could walk in here and make you look like a G League team if you shoot 2 of 26 from 3. Let's see. The KNA saying, done with this team. Land saying, I don't know what we should change if they continue to play. Like, I don't even know either. AC saying, really lousy execution after up 6 in OT. Hustle saying, Tatum, ego too big, man. All those crazy shots. He does take some bad shots, huh? Bullpen saying 10 of 32. Those light IQ shots. Phil saying the same thing. Guys, we're going to skip ahead just a little bit. But again, if you do want to get that question answered, just drop a super chat. I appreciate every single thing. We're grinding on the channel lately, and I do appreciate it. Prince is saying, this team, Jaylen Brown could not put it away. Missed an easy finger roll, 6-0 run, then it's hero ball. Time to blow it up. And here's the thing. That kind of gets me on a little bit of a ranting note here. Why, guys? Why is it that the Celtics will look really good at one point, right? And you're like, whoa, things are clicking. And then 2 seconds, and I might not even be exaggerating, 2 seconds later, all of a sudden they're looking like they don't know how to play basketball. Is it a true mentality thing where all they want to do is each have their own sort of like stat sheet and points and whatnot, and they don't want to play like a team? Because they learn how to play like a team at points in games. They want to run in overtime. They go on runs to take the lead back. Like, they do this and like, wow, that is just, oh my God, finally we have some Celtic basketball and everything's clicking, right? Well, why don't you keep doing that? What are you guys missing that you say, hey, that was good basketball, let's take some notes and let's do that again? Why isn't that happening? It's easier said than done. I totally understand that. But I mean, I watch a lot of other NBA teams too, and there's no good team. And I'm using quotes because I know the Celtics are good, but I don't know if they're even a good team right now. The next shoe has to fall for them to be a good team. But other than like the bad teams in the league, other teams don't go from looking like they're a championship team to looking like they're going to get the first pick in the draft next year. And the Celtics seem to do that roller coaster ride every single game. It's crazy. Mitch is saying, I do think the Wizards are better than a lot of teams give them credit for, but we take so many threes and don't make it at a good percentage clip at all. Yeah, no, the Wizards are better than people think, but the Celtics, like, if I were to tell you even before these two games, hey, the Celtics are going to lose both of them, that's a bad thing, right? And guess what? Now I'm telling you after them, they lost both of them. All us Celtics fans have to keep that in mind. You shouldn't drop two to this team, whether the Wizards are underrated or not. Mitch is saying Josh Richardson. Yeah, I think Josh Richardson stepped up 100%. Made good shots and played good deep. Very underrated defense. Late saying, I need a drink. We are drinking too tonight. Again, I wish this was a victory boom sauce. It ain't. It'd be good if it was, but it's not a victory boom sauce. And that is the last boom sauce. We're going from boom sauce back to our preseason beer, Bud Light. All right, we're skipping ahead just a little bit here, guys, because we're so far behind. Pat, it's saying, shout out Pat, Tyler, and Bravo. I do have two of my best friends over tonight. They're in my basement right now. And Bravo, if you guys know the channel, he appears on video sometimes. It's my dog, Bravo. And I don't know. I don't even know if my voice is this scratchy and this rattled because I have been drinking one, or, as you guys probably have seen in other videos and whatnot, I'm not feeling the best, voice-wise. Like, it's tingly, it's scratchy, right? So those two, or the fact that I was just yelling at my TV during that game. I don't know. Let's see. Matt says Ime played only 6 players pretty much. Let's take a look at the minutes here. So it was Tatum, Al Horford, Jaylen Brown, Dennis Schroeder, and Josh Richardson. Right? And then I guess you could say that's 6th, right? Am I counting wrong? No, so that 6 would probably be maybe Grant. Weird rotation because, again, this always is like my thing, guys. I truly believe a rotation helps this team. Knowing your rotation, knowing who's going in and when at certain times, right? And I get that during different matchups and whatnot, things will change. But it's like Josh Richardson, He plays 15 minutes last game or whatever it was. And I get he was playing good tonight, he was playing bad, and coaches do have to make that decision. But 37 minutes for Josh Richardson tonight, and he played well. Now, I know it's probably a chicken before the egg thing. Like, no kidding. He played, minutes because he was playing well. But you got to give guys opportunity in their role on this team. And I think that's sort of an example of let him play, and he'll start feeling himself a little bit more. But then, last game was a perfect example. I know we're talking about tonight on this show, obviously, but last game's a perfect example of Jabari Parker comes in, was like 3 of 3 from 3, or I don't know, 4 of 4 from the field, something like that, right? And then didn't play the rest of the game. It's weird how I don't know. It's weird how we have rotational issues, and, we can't blame our coach that has had rotational issues in the past because that guy's not our coach anymore. So I don't know. It's really weird. Deshaun saying, just check the score and this team sucks. Love the channel, bro. Peace. Deshaun, you can stick around if you want. Deshaun, one of the OGs of the channel. But, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say this team sucks yet, but this team has sucked. Is that fair? You know what I mean? Like, I know I'm probably looking like a Celtics, rider type of thing, saying, like, this team doesn't suck. They've just sucked so far. But it is super, like, everything we do, guys. We have to do the post-game show. We react to what we've seen. I probably seem like a spoiled brat with saying, like, oh, the team should be so much better than this, so on and so forth. But it is what it is. And if in reality we have to say, hey, you know what, it's early on in the year, it doesn't matter, then we're not on here even doing the show, right? Man, the chat's way ahead of me. We're doing it. We're doing it, though. We're keeping up. We're keeping it up. Let's see. Ray is saying garbage. Then you see Tatum chilling and smiling. His little bestie Bradley acting like a 14-year-old. Leave that friendship crap off the court, and mindset should be war, no heart. I will say, well, it's inevitable, Ray. I do agree with you, but it's inevitable that, NBA players are going to like love each other and want to dap it up. It's kiss ass, Hey, you've been working on your glutes, Brad? Brad, you've been working on your glutes? When I slapped your ass, they feel a little bit firm, huh? Instead of being like, yeah, you just beat us in a double overtime game. It's pretty damn annoying, but I think it's inevitable at this point. These guys are all friends and so on and so forth. And it's weird because we used to think, when Bradley Beal's talking to Jason Tatum's saying, hey, come on, Brad. Why don't you come over here to Boston? Come on, let's go win a chip in Boston. The way these two games went, Bradley Beal might be saying, hey, man, come over here to Washington. Let's go win a chip in Washington. Like, you know what I mean? It's not even like based on these two games, Boston's the destination for Bradley Beal anymore. Like, why would he want to come to a team he just smacked around twice in a row? Both times he didn't even, he did play a lot better. He had 36 tonight, but he had 17 last game? I don't know. It's a little annoying. You're saying, man, the Wizards got so much better from last year with the Westbrook trade and hiring West. Yeah, no, they got a lot better. Like, I know we said that earlier in the show as well. The Wizards are better. They're not just a laughingstock team, right? But the Celtics should be able to beat them still. I stand by that. All right, we're going to try and average 2 sips per beer here. All right, we got a few in front of us. We'll average 2 sips per beer. But you guys can probably hear it. The voice is fading fast. But let's go. Sip number 1. We're probably going to average like 10 burps per stream now. Excuse me. I will say, though, guys, when I say sip, not that anyone cares about this, but we got 2 comments on whenever it was, a couple games ago, in the chat after this obviously is live, but then it stays on the channel as a replayable video, and someone's like, that's not a sip, dude. When I say sip, I just mean, okay, like one gulping and one act of drinking, okay? I'm not saying I just took a sip. I know, I go gulp, multiple sips, whatever. All right, we got to skip ahead just a little bit. Bullpen saying Coors Light. I don't know. I get it. Bud Light's like the lame approach. Everyone drinks Bud Light. Nothing's cool about it. I like Bud Light over Coors Light. Bullpen. I do. Brian saying none of the starters made a 3. That's just sad. It is. It's so sad. The fact that the Wizards shot 27% from 3 tonight, and they technically had 24 more points from 3 than you did. Yikes. They shot 27% from 3, and they had 24 more points from 3 than you did. I Hustle saying, seems like they're not in shape, and why did Rob miss tonight? Why, Rob, was it illness, it said? So Marcus Smart, no Robert Williams, but you notice that we haven't even mentioned that yet? Like, I get they would probably be a difference maker and everything like that, but coming off of this loss, it's the vibe of the loss, right? Like, we aren't there to be like, oh, well, you didn't have Marcus Smart, you didn't have Robert Williams. That doesn't impact this loss to me. It might change it, but I'm saying the way I view this loss, that doesn't impact. But maybe they're not in shape. Like, Jalen's legs start to look dead throughout the overtimes. Like, it's really, really weird. He missed a big time layup as well. I don't know. Maybe this team's waiting to click. I don't know. All right. Kale says, what would we have to give up for Ayton? You'd probably have to give up a decent amount. Like, and it depends what Phoenix, because again, they didn't extend him, right? But I haven't kept up on that situation. Them not extending him, do they not want it? Is there turmoil there? Or, I guess I don't know if that's the right word. Is there toxicity? Do they want him gone? Because if you can get him for a bargain, maybe like Marcus Smart and Juancho or something like that and some picks, if they want something. But if they really like selling him, you can go like Dennis Schroeder and Juancho. And I know Schroeder's like been good for this team, not tonight exactly, but I don't think it'd be hard to get Ayton, but you'd have to give up someone on your team that has some sort of value. Like, you can't be like, hey, you guys want Jabari Parker and Juancho? They'd be like, no, unless they really hate him. All right, hold on. I am so far behind. And I lost my place. I should go back to the iPod, guys. All right, Kick is saying the Celtics need to get it going soon. Yeah. Yeah, they do. Good comment. I totally agree. And so see, here we go. The K&A saying Jabari is productive and they won't play him. And when I say this, people are always like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Are you watching the same Jabari? He sucks at defense. Guys, I know Jabari Parker sucks at defense, but he's actually been pretty damn good at offense. Like, I'm not even being around I'm not like lying, like, or pumping air in his tires. Jabari Parker looks like he can score for this team. And when I say looks like, we've seen him do it. Even tonight, he was 2 of 5 from the floor. That doesn't seem great, but he played 12 minutes, had 4 points, was a +2. He had an assist. He had 2 rebounds. Like, Jabari Parker does come in. Maybe he gets beat by Bradley Beal on defense. No kidding. Like your best defenders will get beat by that guy. And maybe it looks terrible, like, you know, his feet are crossing, all that. But every NBA player has a flaw. And there's so many guys that, you know, stink at defense, but they're so good at offense that they play, right? So why is it so, like, did Jabari Parker do something to Brad Stevens, and then it was so significant enough that Brad Stevens told Udoka to be like, hey, you can't play that guy? Like, why last game when you're losing too, right? And you're desperately looking for buckets. Jabari comes in and was like 3 of 4 or 4 for 4, something like that. Had, 13 minutes played in the first half and then didn't touch the floor again? That doesn't make sense to me. Why don't they believe, or at least give the guy a chance? Late saying, I'm not ready. I like where this is going. Guys, you know, I read like the first sentence of a comment. And if you send a couple lines, like, I don't know where it's going, but I like where this is going. He says, I'm not ready to hate Tatum yet, but I can't help but wonder how this team would look with a more efficient Zach LaVine type player next to Brown. So here's the thing. I think that is like a fair take right now, right? Like, that is fair. Because Jason Tatum seemingly has only had a couple good games here, and he's made bad decisions throughout the season, right? But what I will say is Jason Tatum isn't this inefficient all the time. Like, this is the what have you done for me lately sort of thought mindset on Jason Tatum, right? He isn't always this inefficient. And in fact, I love the idea of two, you know, Zach LaVine and Jaylen Brown. They could run and gun like you read about. This team, no team would be able to keep up with those two stars, right? But I do like when Jason Tatum's playing well and when Jaylen Brown's playing well, they're both playing well at the same time. There is something to be said for the sort of, hey, Jason Tatum can slow things down for you. Jaylen Brown, you know, now Jaylen Brown's learning to, if we're being honest. So it's not even just like Jason Tatum's the only one that can do it. But there is something to be said for the fact that, you know, Jason Tatum slows the game down and is like sort of a bucket if you need him to be. You know what I mean? And Zach LaVine is so similar to Jaylen Brown, which is great. But to me, it's like they're not as and again, this is because Tatum's so good at it. I'm not taking away from Brown or Zach LaVine, but off the dribble, being able to take a guy one-on-one, Jason Tatum's so good at that, and I get it. It's hard to say that because of this season so far, but I don't know. I mean, it would be super exciting to see LaVine and Brown next to each other, but if I'm being honest, I think that the way that Tatum offsets Brown, I think is very, very great when they're playing well. Donald saying the last plays were so bad. They were. Brian saying Jay Rich over Smart. I mean, here's the thing. Josh Richardson is, I mean, I'm not going to say he's just as good of a defender as Smart. He will sneaky. I'm telling you guys, by midseason, people will eat crow on wanting Josh Richardson to sit or not play and that type of thing, right? Josh Richardson truly, to me, will get better and better for this team. Now, I was high on him at the beginning of the season. I might be biased because I really want him to work out. But what I'll say is Josh Richardson over Smart. I do think Smart's a little bit of a better defensive option. But Josh Richardson, you trust him with the ball in your hands, right? Like, he can score. I don't like him shooting that much, but when he dribbles and he drives, like, I like that way more than Smart does. So, I don't know. Guys, make sure to drop a super chat if you do want to support the show, if you are still in here. And if you have not yet, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. It definitely does a lot and helps the channel. So I appreciate everyone still in here. It's probably not going to be the longest stream tonight either. I got to get back down to, like I said, I got a couple buddies in the basement. That sounds like I'm keeping them hostage. We're not. We're just watching. We're watching Celtics. We're going to watch some college football and drink some beers. Cheers, everyone. This is our second. We're trying to finish this one with a second sip, right? I just shook that thing. You guys could, like, tell that it's finished. Use your X-ray vision, everyone. All right. Let's get to some chat here. Bullpen says beer is beer. Phil says, where'd you get the good vibes hoodie, Tatum? Well, Tatum, where'd you get the good vibes hoodie, Ev? It's the Tatum one. I will link it in the chat below, guys. It's from my site. So, I mean, if you do want to pick up this hoodie, if we still have stock, let's see. I will link it here. We'll get to more chat, though, after this. This is going to take me a while because oh, we still got some good vibes. Here we go. All right, this is this link right here. Let's see if I can paste it in for you guys. This will bring you to poll, Phil, if you do want to pick it up. Head to that. There's a crew neck and everything of it. I don't know what sizes we have left, but you'll be able to see. Mitch is saying, in order to win this league, you have to be able to be a good shooting team, and the Celtics just aren't that right now, and they weren't last year either. Like, and that's okay. So I know you say win in this league, Mitch. In order to just like be a competitive team that you can have confidence in, forget winning. The Celtics, I mean, they're not going to ever go. I mean, I can't say that, but they're not going to be 2 of 26 every single night. But it's like almost. I agree with your sense. This is what I'm getting at here. I agree with you in a sense, but at the same time, what I will kind of twist the words in is that you're not going to win in this league if you're not a good shooting team and continue to try and shoot. Like, the Celtics can be a winning team and be like, oh, if we're on tonight, we can shoot. But if we're off, then guess what we're going to do? Try and drive. Like, the Celtics got so much better last night when they started to drive. Did I say last night? I meant tonight. Bull's saying, yeah, Rob Williams would have gotten bullied by Montrezl again. Yeah, I think so too. Kale saying Brad looked tired in OT as well. Kale saying Ayton is unhappy with the situation. Guys, I gotta skip ahead because I feel like I'm so behind, huh? All right, here we go. Mitch is saying Jabari doesn't play defense, but at least he gives you a spark off the bench. Right. Let's see. GF is saying the coach doesn't put Jabari in. He doesn't put good lineups on the floor. He does. I will say he puts good lineups on the floor, but we've seen plenty of times where it's like you look at this lineup and you're kind of like, wait, what? This lineup is Romeo Langford, Grant Williams, Josh Richardson, Robert Williams, Marcus Smart. I'm like, which one of those guys is going to score for you? Right? And that's where sort of the Jabari thing comes in. You could go to a total bench unit and Jabari's in the game. And if he could be your option of, hey, give him the ball and maybe he scores. Like, we're all in the chat right now. I'm here on the mic being like, Jabari Parker getting the ball in sort of a mid-range area, a couple dribbles, spin move, pull up, whatever. I am comfortable with him with the potential of making that shot, right? Comfortable is all I'm asking for. Let me watch the game and think, okay, there's someone on the floor that can score. Mitch saying whenever Brown plays well and Tatum plays worse, and whenever Brown plays well, Tatum plays worse, and vice versa. Yeah, and then you see a couple nights, like, what was it? Was it the Charlotte game? I could be wrong, but Charlotte, and they combined for 71. Like, they look so magical when they play well together. Magical. I sound like a loser saying that, but it's true. Wangi, I like the way this starts. He says, here's something to make you think and put things into perspective. If Al Horford was young and we were playing like this, then one of the Jays is probably getting traded. I can't say you're wrong, because if Al Horford is sort of your 4/5, he's your big man, I guess I could say, right? Then you have your big man and then one other star. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know, because I don't know if one's getting traded, because if Al Horford's young, then you think you have the core of the future. But it does make me think. Kale says the 3 years younger Tatum will be better than Vleen. I totally agree. And again, like, just game based right now, I do think that I think that we're ragging on Tatum, and I know we all know that we are. But based on what have you done for me lately, like, let's not forget Jason Tatum dropping 60 points last year, and us all wanting to, like, be like the number one guy in line, being like, I love Jason Tatum. Like, we all know that too. But it is a matter of what have you done for me lately. I'm not worried about Jason Tatum being a star. But I am worried about Jason Tatum, the way that he plays and everything like that, like how it feeds down to the rest of the team. I don't know. Does that sound loserish? Like, that maybe sound corny, but that's what I'm feeling. I'm entitled to my feelings, people. Mitch is saying Richardson, when he's at his best, is a solid player and just as trustworthy as Smart. I think I'm so high on him. I really do believe I do. Jay Rich is going to be good. Bullpen saying we just need Jay Rich to handle bullpen. Some good comments tonight, man. We just need to have Jay Rich handle the ball. He was the only one who was creating constant movement throughout the court, and he's probably the best on-all defender and handler, defender plus handler overall. Guys, I'm glad people are seeing the love and the benefit, I guess, that Jay Rich can provide this team, because he is a scorer. Now, he hasn't been in a little while because he hasn't been the right fit, but this is the first game where I saw him getting the ball and being like, I want to make something happen. The rest of the year, it's kind of been like Jay Rich has been like getting the ball, be like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm scared. I'm going to pass it. Because he's worried about Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, whatever. You know what I mean? Steven says Tatum's better than Levine. He is. I mean, he is. We're just answering the comment and giving it, and giving it the benefit of the doubt in terms of how to think about it. The K&A, it's probably like the nah or something, but I'm sticking with the K&A, man. It says trade DeAndre Ayton for Brown, or I don't know why I just said that. Just trade DeAndre Ayton, you said. Pepper saying, if we were not taking threes, we need to be way better on defense. Kale saying, we stayed in the game without the ball going down from three. I think that shows even 25% goes, we could take it on to any team. That is true. What I will say is you being able to take it to any team type of thing. The Wizards aren't any team, but I agree with you, Kale. It's like, look at that. We figured out a way to go to double overtime shooting 2 of 26. But I wonder if, when they realized they weren't shooting well, if they took 6 less threes, if they took drives and I don't know, that type of thing. I don't know. GF says, I'm not ignoring the coach. GF says 2 timeouts, 0 shots. The one thing I'll say in terms of ignoring the coach is that what did I say last stream and probably the stream before, guys, or whatever, the last loss is, here's the thing. We got that huge coaching change that we wanted, and now we're kind of right back to where we were last year, and it's like, whoa, shoot, we got rid of the coach. What's going to happen now? The things I'm seeing are what we wanted to blame the coach for last year, and now we have a new coach, so now it's like, oh, crap. Do we really have to start looking at the players here? Because we all wanted to deny that last year. But I know, he hasn't been like what we thought he would be. Like, the Celtics defense now, and I know they've played so much overtime, but when's the last time that they held a team to low points? All right, a few more comments here, guys. The voice is fading fast. Maybe we'll do this. We'll do one more beer, all right? This one's for you guys. But it is true. Like, you come out of 2 timeouts and not, like, it is so true. I give you that one. But I'm not. I don't want it to sound like I'm defending Udoka, but to me, it's like I give him a little bit more past 1 because he's a new head coach. But 2, if I'm being honest, it's like all these problems are stuff we saw last year too, and we got the sort of like we used to be able to be like, screw Brad, he's the reason for this, and then all of a sudden Brad's gone, and it's like, oh, there goes our excuse. But it is early in the year, but I don't know. Bullpen says, that's an interesting thought, actually. Jabari is literally the only player I want on the team where I'm comfortable thinking he's going to score. That's the thing. I know it sounds weird to be like, I'm a fan, like I'm thinking about comfortability. Think about some of the lineups that roll out there, and you're like, oh boy, who's going to score? Jabari Parker's like literally your last man on the bench, it seems. That actually might play. And when he doesn't play, but 2, it's like, give him the ball. I think that he can score. He's technically, it's going to sound crazy, but Jabari Parker's technically, with the ball in his hands, your 3rd best scorer, talent-wise. Don't jump down my throat for saying that, but he is. Like, in terms of, hey, let me take a couple dribbles and pull up over somebody, it's the former number 2 pick in the draft, Jabari Parker. I get it. Schroeder's a better scorer. Josh Richardson's a better scorer. I guess you can tell me that Al Horford's a better scorer the way the season's going. But just pure talent-wise, Jabari Parker may be that sort of, hey, give me the ball and I can score on anybody type of thing. Because even though he's been like a bust so far, that doesn't just, you don't just go from being the number 2, possibly transcendent player in this league to just sucking. You know what I mean? That's not how that works. So, I don't know. I am ending a lot of comments and responses this stream saying, I don't know, which kind of shows where I stand on this team, right? All right, couple sips here, and we're going to answer a couple more comments, and then we are going to say goodbye for tonight, because this voice is fading fast, people. Whew. Also, if anyone's had a sore throat and just chugged beers before, possibly the worst combination. But I do it for the Celtics and you guys. This is a great comment, Kale. And Kale, one of the OGs of the channel, I give him this. He finished the regular season in such an explosive manner, and honestly, if that's the way the season ends, I'm happy with it. I trust Tatum. We have to trust Tatum. Wongi saying Tatum needs to get lessons from Jalen on how to drive to the bucket. Tatum just needs to think about driving. Like, have that idea in his mindset that I can drive right now. And he just doesn't do that. We're skipping ahead in a little bit because we are closing out pretty soon. Clover saying IOY, man. Love you too. I hope that's what you're saying. This is a good point because it's kind of funny. It's like the Celtics go to so many overtimes, right? Mitch says the reason the Celtics keep getting into overtimes is because they can't make the shots to get big leads. They can make the big shots to get back in the game, right? And then they can't make the shots kind of run away from a team, so it makes sense. It's like, no kidding. You can get this game. Say you're down 7, right, in the fourth quarter, which you've probably seen this year so many times. The Celtics can easily make a bunch of shots and make a run to get this thing back to a 2-point ball game or whatnot. But when you get it to a 2-point ball game, then there you go. It's like, oh, 2 points, you're tied. 2 points, you're losing. 2 points, you hit it, now you're tied. Like, no kidding, they go to overtime all the time. Pepper saying the Bulls are going to be tough on the schedule. Are going to be tough, and the schedule isn't easy. Oh yeah, the Celtics have a tough schedule. If we're being completely honest, the Celtics have a tough one. They do have a tough schedule ahead. Mitch saying there's a gif of Brad laughing in an angrily way. Clover says, how do you think the Celtics season will end? I think it's gonna. I hope now I said they were gonna be a 50-win team. I'm looking like an absolute asshat saying that now, but I still think this team's gonna end up being better than what we've seen so far, but I do think we're going to have a similar vibe to last year. And I hope I'm wrong. Like, I want to be wrong, right? So I don't mind saying that. It's a win-win, sort of. Either I'm right with my take or the Celtics prove me wrong, which I would rather. But based on what I've seen so far, and this is outside of coaching, I think that we might be in store for a similar season to last year, which sucks. All right, we're skipping ahead a little bit, guys, because I gotta jump off. The voice is fading fast. You guys know it. Wongi says if we keep getting it 100, if we're keep guys, and the reading eyes are fading fast. If we're keeping it 100, Schroeder didn't do too much tonight to show that he could be a starter over Smart. Not saying that he should. Yeah, Schroeder, if he's going to be the starter, has got to do it every night. Edwin is saying staying up till 1 a.m. for double overtime clanger. Seems like every time we were up or level, the Wizards made a big shot. So frustrating. And the Celtics would do something to not make their offensive possession worth it too. So frustrating. I agree with that. Andrew says Josh Richardson played good today. Actually gave him the ball. Fully expect him to touch the ball 0 times next game. Yeah, because that's how the Celtics work. It's so frustrating. Brian saying Sam Hauser would have been so useful tonight. He would have. I think, being able to hit a 3, like, they don't have that shooter. I said that, right? I've said that on the podcast. I've said it on this stream. I've said it on my new show that I do with KJ. If you guys aren't tuning in, it's either on a Tuesday or Thursday every week. It's the Celtics Power Hour. We love it, and good show. But I said the same thing there. It's like the Celtics didn't address the fact they don't have a shooter on their team. Hence, 2 of 26 from the field. Or 20 from 3. All right, a couple more comments, then we are taking off. All right, here we go. Last one, I think, at least for now. Kale says, all right, I did say at the end of this beer, so we'll take a couple more comments, right? So, hold on. I'm going to finish this because I'm trying to jump off here. The voice is going. X-ray vision. It's finished. Uh-oh. Big burp coming. You know it's a big one when you have to act like you coughed or sneezed because of your burp. Kale says, we playing so little defense, might as well let Cantor get his O on. It's kind of true. I mean, I know it's a joke, right? But I think it's kind of true. If you're not going to play defense at all, why don't you throw in sort of a situational player that you have, Cantor? Maybe he could rough up Montrezl Harrell on the offensive boards. Now, I will say, I think they tried that tonight, if I'm being honest. And there's not many guys that can rough up Trez. Like, Harrell gets in there, and he is a beast. Beast, really. All right. Last comment here. Edwin says, we had Fournier, but we lost him. I would still love Evan Fournier here. And now he has the same first name as me, so I'm biased. But, guys, I am going to close down the stream now. thank you everyone for tuning in. Tough loss. We will be here back next game. I mean, it's so different. So different, man. Like, we used to do these streams talking about wins like it was a regular thing. Past couple of years, I've had to get super negative, but you guys, I hope you do appreciate that. I just keep it real with the team. Like, and also, when I jump on camera, turn the mic on, trying to have a good time still. You know what I mean? I think everyone in the chat gets that. Like, you know, we know Celtics basketball. We can talk serious about it, but at the end of the day, it is still just sort of like, you know, something that we consume and look forward to every single day and that type of thing. Like, we jump on the stream and really try to make the content to have fun and everything like that. So, hopefully you guys do tune in next stream if you are new here. And if you are, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video, everything like that. And we will catch you guys in the next one. This one's going to sting because, you know, you lost 2 in a row to the Wizards, back-to-back, home and home. So that sucks. But it is what it is, guys. And we'll catch you guys in the next stream. Peace out.